Welcome to another episode of the Ice Talks, where we implement change every day. Hey, Harold S. Reed Jr. here, and welcome to another episode of the Ice Talks. I'm going to spare you the HRJR because I know you already know it. If you don't, listen to a previous podcast and you'll find out. Listen, today I'm going to vent a little today. Because sometimes, listen, I'm no better or worse a human being than most, if not all of you listening to this. I have my moments of imperfection and I have my moments where, you know what, I just want to let loose and have my issues as well. And I want to always come out on top of the times in which I have those issues, or I find myself in the midst of my flaws. This is how we improve ourselves. When we can, like I said before in the previous podcast, my 3F formula, when we're faced with something, when we come across something, I have a 3F formula. It's called face it, fight it, free yourself from it. So we can acknowledge it for what it is, deal with it as it is, and then be free of it until forever or until it rears its ugly head again. Because life is cyclical and sometimes things just happen to come back around for a visit. So one of the things I want to talk about, a lot of you guys know, if you really follow me, you know that I spend a lot of time on social media. And I have a lot of fun on social media. I don't just use it for business. I also use it to be humorous and have fun and joke and laugh. And then there are times when, I'm very, very serious. I talk politics. I kind of graze across religion from time to time, serious topics or what have you. But no matter what it is, I pattern my messages to be general. I pattern my messages, especially when I'm being critical, I pattern my messages to be generic. Now, that's not to say that they don't apply to anyone, but they don't necessarily apply to everyone. All right? Bottom line, somebody's going to feel some kind of way. And that's okay. Because I want you to feel some kind of way. If I if I say something that strikes a chord in you, that strikes a nerve, you're going to come across it or deal with it one or two ways. One, you'll be like, wow, I didn't even notice that. And then the other way will likely be, who the hell you think he's talking to? All right. But beyond that, here's the kicker. If you feel a certain kind of way about something you see someone say on social media, but they don't directly communicate your name or articulate your name, and you automatically clap back because you feel personally insulted and you feel personally offended by what that person said, even though they didn't say your name, you kind of outed yourself. There's a saying that I always use that goes, when you throw a rock into a pack of dogs, the one that hollers, the one you hit. All right? And there are times when I hit a lot of dogs, metaphorically speaking, figuratively speaking, of course. But what I want to get across to you to understand is that there are times when you can be checked. We all need to be checked from time to time, and there are times when you can be checked, and the goal of which is really to for you to check yourself, but have the issue brought to your attention so you can go about making the correction. See, we live in a society in which everybody wants to have an opinion about somebody else, but nobody else is allowed to have an opinion about you in general. Or you specifically, depends on how you feel. I might strike a nerve with you right now. And you know what? That's okay. But the strong person, the stronger version of you will take whatever that criticism is or take whatever that message is that rubbed you the wrong way, right? and analyze it and make the determination if in fact because you have to be honest with yourself. Is this person telling the truth and I just don't want to hear it? Is this person telling the truth and I just don't want to face this? Yeah, it's right. Yeah, it's real. Yeah, it's true. But that's none of his business. I don't want to. Yeah, that doesn't help you. It doesn't help the situation, right? So take stock of what was said and determine whether or not it's true. Now, here's the funny part. If it's not true, then there's no reason for you to feel anything about it. It's not even talking about you. But if it is true, and whatever the message is relevant to you because it's relevant about you, getting mad at the person who put forth that message doesn't help either of you, especially when that person could be trying to help you or someone else. Again, speaking for myself, I don't know what it is, but people tend to think I'm like they're my only friend, or they're my closest relative. So whatever I put on social media, whatever I say on Facebook, or whatever I say on Twitter, or whatever I say on Instagram, they're the only one I'm talking to. Now, I feel kind of good in that you can internalize my messages so dearly, but people, we all have different spheres, different circles. Hopefully you know a lot of people. I'm not saying everyone is your friend, but hopefully we know different people. We move in different circles. We can code switch, so to speak. Not in the ethnic sense, but if you have friends that all you talk about, let's say, are investments with, then that's that world. That's all you deal with. And then you have your friends that you go work out to the gym or play ball with. And then you have your friends that you may go to the club and go party with, or go to the beach, or go to the park, or go camping, or hang out, whatever. You may belong to a book club or what. So understand that not everything that's said about you, or rather not everything that's said, necessarily may be about you. But you weaken yourself when you just take it upon yourself to jump out the window and clap back at the message that you're seeing. All right? The most important thing you can do is evaluate yourself and make the determination that you need to do some correcting. It can't hurt. It can only help. But in order to do that, you have to face it and get past that. You have to face what was said, and you have to face that initial anger or upsetness that you feel and get past it. Because then comes the process of actually correcting the issue. Change your way of thinking, changing your frequency, changing how you respond to this, that, and the other thing. All right. Change how you conduct yourself. Change how you move. All right. Maybe it's a decision you can make. Okay, you know what? I'll think about it and I won't move like that anymore. All right. Or it's something you just have to exhibit over time and eventually be done with it. But when it's all said and done, whether you want to make changes or not, here's the most important thing. And I'll begin to close with this. Just because you see something appear on your newsfeed, on your timeline, on your social media, whatever, just because something pops up, it doesn't automatically compel you to have to respond. You see what I'm saying? But understand that also we live in a society where, like I said before, everybody wants to have an opinion. And that's okay. That's all right. But also, in all seriousness, ask yourself, is your opinion worth sharing? Now, yes, my opinion is worth sharing. Everybody needs to know how I feel. No, everybody doesn't need to know how you feel, right? But ultimately, you can read something and move on. Keep it moving. I do that all the time. It's very rare that I'll actually post a response in someone's thread, especially, you know what? If somebody posts something in social media that I just flat out disagree with, I would just as soon hit that person up one-on-one unless I know that person or that circle and I know that it's a circle that's worth engaging in the conversation. Otherwise, like I said, I'll just hit that person up one-on-one and have a discussion or a conversation with that person one-on-one. And even then, it's, my goal is always to find common ground. Now, if we can't find common ground, I just as soon as accept that and keep it moving. Sorry I bothered you. Just thought I'd share my point of view. You don't have to do anything with it. And then we keep it moving. I think that's easy. I think it works. You should try it. Trust me. You'll like it. All right, guys. Listen, again, join me at Spreaker.com, the Ice Talks, Spreaker.com. Look up the Ice Talks and select follow so you can join me in following, being notified when these podcasts are broadcast immediately as soon as they hit the air. All right. And the ultimate goal is to get distributed by iHeartRadio. So we got to get our following numbers up. All right. So share this with a friend, have a couple of friends listen to these podcasts. And if they like them, if they love them, guide them towards Spreaker.com, look up the Ice Talks and have them follow me too. Because I'm telling you, once we get on iHeartRadio, worldwide audience, baby, and we're going to have some fun. We're going to have some real fun then. All right. Listen, I'm going to go. You guys take care. Enjoy this beautiful weather if the weather is beautiful where you are. And if the weather is not beautiful where you are, have faith that it's coming. Take care. Thank you for listening to the Ice Talks, where we implement change every day.